Daniel J. Goleman is an author, psychologist, and science journalist. For 12 years, he wrote for the New York Times, specializing in psychology and brain sciences. He is the author of more than 10 books on psychology, education, science, ecological crisis, and leadership. Biography: Goleman was born in 1946 in Stockton, California, the son of Jewish college professors. He received a scholarship from the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation to attend Amherst College. The Amherst Independent Scholar Program allowed him to transfer for his junior year to the University of California at Berkeley. He then returned to Amherst where he graduated magna cum laude. He then received a scholarship from the Ford Foundation to attend Harvard University where he received his Ph.D. studying under David C. McClelland. He studied in India using a pre-doctoral fellowship from Harvard and a postdoctoral grant from the Social Science Research Council. He wrote his first book based on travel in India and Sri Lanka and then returned as a visiting lecturer to Harvard where during the 1970s his topic of the psychology of consciousness was popular. McClelland recommended him for a job at Psychology Today from which he was recruited by the New York Times in 1984. Goleman co-founded the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning at Yale University's Child Studies Center which then moved to the University of Illinois at Chicago. Currently he co-directs the Consortium for Research on Emotional Intelligence in Organizations at Rutgers University. He sits on the board of the Mind and Life Institute. Career, research: Goleman authored the internationally best-selling book, Emotional Intelligence, that spent more than 1.5 years on the New York Times bestseller list. Goleman developed the argument that non-cognitive skills can matter as much as IQ. For workplace success in working with emotional intelligence, and for leadership effectiveness in primal leadership. Goleman's most recent bestseller is Social Intelligence, The New Science of Human Relationships. He developed the Emotional Intelligence Appraisal Test, specifically the Emotional Competencies Model. In his first book, The Varieties of Meditative Experience, Goleman used sequential chapters to describe almost a dozen different meditation systems. He wrote that the need for the meditator to retrain his attention, whether through concentration or mindfulness, is the single and variant ingredient in the recipe for altering consciousness of every meditation system. As an educator, Goleman has published a series of dialogues with More Than Sound entitled Wired to Connect on the applications of social intelligence. Those already published include, psychiatrist Daniel J. Siegel, renowned brain researcher Richard Davidson, expert on the social and economic effects of Internet technologies Clay Shirky, film director and educational innovator George Lucas, world-renowned psychologist on emotions Paul Ekman. A topic of his discussion with Ekman was how to empathize with others, and how we can understand others' emotions as well as our own. Goleman suggests that in light of tragedies like Hurricane Katrina, we must learn how to empathize with others in order to help them. Goleman and Ekman are both contributors to Greater Good magazine, Greater Good Science Center, University of California, Berkeley. In 2012 Goleman published a new management training series called Leadership, a masterclass. Participants include George Colza, Howard Gardner, Warren Bennis, Daniel Siegel, Bill George, Teresa Amabile, Claudio Fernandez Araoz, and Erica Ariel Fox. Awards: Goleman has received many awards for his writing, including a Career Achievement Award for Journalism from the American Psychological Association. He was elected a Fellow of the American Association for the Advancement of Science in recognition of his efforts to communicate the behavioral sciences to the public. Publishing history: books, 1977, The Varieties of the Meditative Experience, Irvington Publishers. ISBN 0-470-99191-7. Later republished as The Meditative Mind, The Varieties of Meditative Experience, Tarcher. ISBN 978-0-87477-833-5. 1985, Vital Lies, Simple Truths, The Psychology of Self-Deception, Bloomsbury Publishing. ISBN 978-0-7475-3 3413-6, 1995, Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter More Than IQ, Bantam Books. ISBN 978-0-553-38371-3, 1997, Healing Emotions, Conversations with the Dalai Lama on Mindfulness, Emotions, and Health, Shambhala. ISBN 978-1-59030-010-7, 1998, Harvard Business Review on What Makes a Leader. Co-authors, Michael Maccabee, Thomas Davenport, John C. Beck, Dan Klamper, Michael Watkins. Harvard Business School Press. ISBN 978-1-57851-637-7, 1998, Working with Emotional Intelligence, Bantam Books. ISBN 978-0-553-37858-0, 2001, Primal Leadership, The Hidden Driver of Great Performance, co-authors, Boyolsey, Richard. McKee, Annie. Harvard Business School Press. ISBN 978-57851-486-1, 2001, The Emotionally Intelligent Workplace, Jossie Buss. ISBN 978-0-7879-5690-5, 2003, Destructive Emotions, A Scientific Dialogue with the Dalai Lama, Bantam Books. ISBN 978-0553801712. 2004 PBK, ISBN 978-0-553-38105-4, 2006, Social Intelligence, The New Science of Social Relationships, Bantam Books. ISBN 978-0-553-80352-5, 2009, Ecological Intelligence, How Knowing the Hidden Impacts of What We Buy Can Change Everything, Broadway Business. ISBN 0-385-52782-9, ISBN 978-0-385-52782-8, 2011, The Brain and Emotional Intelligence, New Insights, More Than Sound. ISBN 978-1-93444-115-2, 2011, Leadership: The Power of Emotional Intelligence, a Euro-selected writings, More Than Sound. ISBN 978-193,444-117-6, 2013, Focus: The Hidden Driver of Excellence, Harper. ISBN 0062114867, see also, Emotional Quotient, Emotional Aperture, References. External links, official website of Daniel Goleman, Wired to Connect, Dialogues on Social Intelligence, Emotional Intelligence, a commentary by Tom Butler Bowden, TED Talks, Daniel Goleman on Compassion at TED in 2007, The Social Brain, Daniel Goleman interviewed on Humankind Public Radio, CSPAN Book TV, a video of Daniel Goleman discussing ecological intelligence, How Knowing the Hidden Impacts of What We Buy Can Change Everything on YouTube, Daniel Goleman, Using Autosuggestion to Relax, Key Ingredients to Build Rapport on YouTube.